The Obama administration is trying to force a lame duck vote on the Transpacific Partnership, otherwise known as the TPP or simply Obama trade. Well, what does lame duck mean? The so-called lame duck session occurs at the very end of the election cycle, between the election itself and when the newly elected Congress is sworn in. Lame duck work, then, is the last work that a then sitting current Congress will do before it is officially abolished. The new Congress, which is elected in November, will then be sworn in next year. So everything done in between is a lame duck work. Lame duck sessions are especially dangerous times, and we need to keep a close eye on Congress because some of the people voting will be out of a job. So in truth, they're no longer accountable to the voters, and then they do things that are very, very unfavorable to the United States. The Open Borders TPP treaty will wreck the last vestiges of the struggling American economy and weaken the United States so much that we will end up surrendering our sovereignty to the globalist thugs at the United Nations, and you can bet on that. This is a serious issue because most people don't realize just how badly the federal government has been taken over by globalists, open border fanatics who support Hillary Clinton, and shills for the Muslim-dominated United Nations.
It's time for another blistering report from the front lines of the cultural war for a constitutional America. And now, here's your host, Charles Benninghoff.
This is Charles Benninghoff, and today I'll tell you why Patriots need to speak out right now to stop the TPP treaty from being rammed through the lame duck session of Congress right after the election. We've got several dots to connect about this Obama trade fiasco, so please listen up. The Obama trade deal is a 12-nation open borders trade agreement between the United States and other Pacific Rim nations, including Indonesia and Brunei. Have you ever heard of Brunei? Yeah, that's a real valuable trading partner, isn't it? It's enough of a trading partner for us to give up our rights, our jobs, and our factories for. So this is a very vital issue because Indonesia and Brunei are two Muslim countries that are run by despots and are ruled under Sharia law, where human slavery can still be practiced. This is important to note because the workers in TPP countries will be competing against each other, and wait till you find out how that competition will occur. Because the worker with the cheapest rates will get the jobs regardless of where the country is. It is bad enough that the TPP will have American workers competing against communist Vietnam, where the highest paid workers make something like 64 cents an hour. 64 cents an hour. Can you believe that? You want to have the American workers compete against that? Well, if we're to have open border trade with Indonesia and Brunei, Americans will be competing against human slaves, and they're paid nothing. So here's the latest on Obama's push to ram the TPP through Congress before he leaves office. Last week, Deputy Commerce Secretary Bruce Andrews spoke at the Center for Strategic and International Studies. Andrews stated that if Congress doesn't do its job by passing the TPP during the lame duck session, we, meaning the Obama administration, should not pay the senators and representatives their salaries. So I'm not kidding when I say that Obama is threatening Congress to pass this horrible, horrible treaty. Congress has to do what Obama says, or the members won't get paid. That's the threat. Bruce Andrews also stated that there is no plan B for the TPP and that it has to be passed by the current Congress. It's a do-or-die situation for this globalist open borders trade treaty. By the way, did you catch the question about the TPP in the debate last night between Donald Trump and Crooked Hillary? Crooked Hillary said she used to be in favor of the TPP, but after the final draft came out, she decided she was opposed to it. Well, now you know why Crooked Hillary is called crooked, because she wrote large parts of the TPP that remain unchanged. There's nothing changed in the TPP. It's globalist and America destroying. But you know, you have to hand it to her. That makes her a world-class liar. In fact, she spent 4 years as Obama's Secretary of State, and she attended the secret negotiations to draft the TPP. She helped write it. And like everything else that comes out of her mouth, her opposition to the TPP is a lie. She fully supports this Obama trade TPP. She 100% supports it because she is an open borders globalist politician. This insane push to throw America's borders wide open under the Obama trade starts to make sense when you take a look at the Commerce Department itself, where Deputy Secretary is threatening to cut congressional salaries. Did you know the U.S. Department of Commerce has a new mission since the Obama administration took over? The Commerce Department was created a long time ago by Teddy Roosevelt, way back in 1903, and he did that to promote American product sales overseas. Roosevelt, by the way, was opposed to foreign trade agreements that suck jobs out of the American economy, which was the historic Republican position on all trade agreements until after Ronald Reagan left office. But under Barack Obama, the new stated mission of the Commerce Department is, quote unquote, sustainable development. Does that have a hidden meaning? Let me tell you what it means. Sustainable development is a United Nations buzzword that you hear all the time when globalists talk about their Agenda 21. The Agenda 21 Sustainable Development Plan, and I don't have time to go into great detail about that, but this is a UN plot to abolish private property ownership in all Western nations and then redistribute all that wealth from the developed countries to the United Nations, so the United Nations can then dole out your money to Muslim and other countries chosen by the UN. That's the current mission of the United States Department of Commerce now. Sustainable development. Distribute America's wealth to slave-owning Muslim countries and other despotic regimes around the world, like communist China. Do you see what I mean when I say the federal government has been overrun by globalists? It no longer is actually a United States government. It's a federal government for globalists. We have to overturn this and throw them out. When Donald Trump says it's time to drain the swamps in Washington, D.C., this is what he's talking about. Well, just like every other UN treaty, Obama trade is really about redistributing America's wealth and jobs to other countries. But Obama trade goes one step further. Yes, it throws open our borders to other Obama trade member nations so foreign companies can come in the United States, build a factory, and bring in foreign workers to fill all the jobs and only pay them foreign wage levels like the 64 cents an hour they earn in Vietnam. And the local statewide laws regarding wages and working conditions, well, they don't apply. So you're going to be competing against a South Vietnam wage earner making 64 cents an hour, or maybe a North Vietnam wage earner making 32 cents an hour, living with you right next door in government-supported housing while he's making that money and building products to conflict with you. How do you like that for Obama trade? There are no limits to the number of foreign workers that can be brought in fact. No green cards are required. No background checks are necessary. America is absolutely screwed if Congress surrenders our sovereignty to this treaty, this aberration called Obama trade. We have to speak out and stop Congress from holding a lame duck vote on the Obama trade provisions. This treaty will completely destroy the last functioning parts of the American economy, and America will never recover from it. We will have foreign factories covering our landscape with underpaid workers from foreign countries who survive because the American government will pay them welfare. It is a race to the bottom as the globalist multinational corporations compete to see where they can find the cheapest possible workers and then import them to the United States and pay them bargain basement prices. You need to get involved and speak out against this lame duck Obama trade vote. Go to our action page today. Send personalized letters to as many representatives and senators as you can. Tell them to stand up to Obama's threats and refuse to bring Obama trade up for a lame duck vote. Stay tuned. Bob Mallory will have instructions for you on the next screen explaining how to get to our action page, what to do once you get there, and Godspeed, because we need to save America. The Transpacific Partnership, called Obama trade deal, will certainly screw our country into oblivion. This is Charles Benninghoff signing off and wishing you freedom, fulfillment, and God's many, many blessings.
Help us stop the lame duck vote on the TPP Open Borders Treaty. If you're on our action page on our website, use the form to the right of the video screen to select a program. If you're watching this on YouTube or Facebook, click the icon appearing now to find a link to our action page, or check the video's description to find the link. Speak out today.